There are a lot of different weapons in Fallout 76, and while most of them are pretty easy to get, there are still a lot of weapons that will take a very long time to unlock. So in this video, I will be showing you some of the hardest weapons to get in Fallout 76 and how to get them. But before we get into this video, if you're a fan of the Fallout games and the Fallout TV show, click the link in the pinned comment below to join my Fallout Discord server, where you can find other people to play Fallout 76 with, discuss the Fallout TV show, or just talk about anything related to Fallout. Now the first weapons on the list are the unique weapons that are sold by Giuseppe at the White Spring Resort. This will include the Cold Shoulder Shotgun, the Auto Axe, the Circuit Breaker Pistol, and the Headhunter Scythe. These are 4 amazing weapons, but they are not easy to get, and that's because each one of these weapons will cost 500 stamps. Stamps are the currency that you'll get from completing the expedition activity. The shortest expedition takes about 10 minutes to complete, and if you complete all of the objectives within the expedition, you will be given 15 stamps at the end of the expedition. That means that to buy just one of these weapons, you would have to do almost 34 expeditions, or a total of 136 expeditions to get all 4 of the weapons from Giuseppe. And if they take 10 minutes each, you would need to spend almost 23 hours only doing expeditions. Now of course you can cut this time in half if you want to spend real money to buy atoms. Then you can use those atoms to buy the Cold Shoulder and the Auto Axe from the Atomic Shop. But that means that you'll still need to farm 1000 stamps for the other 2 weapons. So you may be wondering if these weapons are even worth it. The Auto Axe is one of the best melee weapons in the game. It won't have any legendary perks or unique effects on it, but it does have a high base damage and a very fast attack speed. With the right build, the Auto Axe can do a lot of damage very quickly, so it's 100% worth getting. The Cold Shoulder Shotgun is one of my favorite weapons in the game, and I use it every day. Not only will this weapon freeze and slow enemies, but it also holds 4 times as much ammo, meaning it will hold 8 rounds in the mag instead of 2. And it will also do 50% more damage to cryptid enemies. The Cold Shoulder is actually a very powerful weapon, so I consider it to be a must-have weapon. The Circuit Breaker is a very interesting pistol. The perks on it will make it ignore 50% of your target's armor and make it reload 15% faster. But the last round in the mag will be an explosive energy round that will explode on contact, dealing energy damage to all nearby enemies, and it will also stun all nearby enemies. And the Headhunter Scythe is a strong and very cool looking weapon. The perks on it will make it do 50% more damage to humans, increase the weapon speed by 40%, reduce the weapon's weight by 90%, and it will have a unique effect that will make targets that are hit by this weapon bleed, doing damage over time. So personally, I would say all 4 of these weapons are worth getting. The next weapon on the list is the Flamer Enclave Plasma Rifle. Now this is a weapon that many players will never see, because getting the Flamer mod for the Enclave Plasma Rifle entirely comes down to luck, and it's not something that you can craft. You can easily get Enclave Plasma Rifles from the Enclave vendor in the Enclave bunker under the White Spring Resort, but you cannot learn how to make mods for this weapon. Instead, you have to find the pre-crafted box versions of the weapon mods, then apply them to your Enclave Plasma Rifle, or find a pre-crafted Enclave Plasma Rifle that comes with the Flamer Barrel mod. But both of these options will be hard to find. The 3 ways to get the Flamer Barrel mod for the Enclave Plasma Rifle are to do the Dropped Connection and Bots on Parade Enclave events, or you can do the Kappa Squatter daily quest, which will be started by talking to the chief at the Watoga Emergency Services location. And you will have a very small chance of finding the Flamer Barrel mod for sale at the Watoga and Berkeley Springs train stations. But even though there are multiple ways to get the Flamer Barrel mod, it will still be very hard to get it, as the drop rate on the Flamer mod is very low. But if you can get your hands on one, you can turn the Enclave Plasma Rifle into one of the best weapons in the game. The next hard to get weapon on the list is the Pepper Shaker. This is a very sought after weapon because of how powerful it is. The Pepper Shaker is a heavy full auto shotgun that will do a lot of damage, and there are some very powerful builds for it that can be used to melt the raid bosses very quickly. But what makes getting this weapon hard is that the plans for the Pepper Shaker come from a seasonal event, which is the Graham's Meat Cook event. Unlike other public events in Fallout 76, Graham's Meat Cook is a seasonal public event that only comes to the game once per year, usually during the summertime. For example, the last time that it was in the game was on July 1st, 2025. But thankfully, if you know someone who was playing during that time and got the plans for the pepper shaker, you can have them make one for you. But if you want to be able to make your own pepper shakers, you'll need to wait until the event returns. Next up on the list is a big chunk of weapons that all come from the same source, and that's faction reputation. Gaining reputation for the Settlers and the Raiders factions in Fallout 76 can take a long time. Even if you're doing the daily quests for these factions every day, it will still take weeks to reach the Allied rank, which is when all of these weapons will be unlocked. Now, I have a full guide to earning reputation on my channel, so if you want the best way to earn a lot of reputation quickly, I'll post a link to that video in the pinned comment below. But you just need to do the daily quest for the Raiders in Crater to get Raider reputation, and then do the daily quest for the Settlers in Foundation to get Settlers reputation. But the video that I will link below will go into much more detail on this and show secret ways to get even more rep to get these weapons faster. So the first weapon that will come from reputation is the compound bow. You can buy this from either Sunny at Foundation or Airy in the Crater for 2,500 caps. This is the best bow type weapon in the game, and it's actually a very strong weapon. The weapons that will come from the Raiders' reputation will include the Cremator, Facebreaker, Tesla Cannon, and the Gauss Minigun. These will be purchased from Mortimer. And then over at Foundation you can talk to Samuel to purchase the Gauss Shotgun. All of these weapons justify the lengthy reputation grind, and they are some of the best weapons in the game. It just sucks that you have to grind these daily quests for weeks while also saving up gold bullion to purchase the plans that you want. And finally, we have the latest weapon grind that was added in the Burning Springs update. Now, many people may not know this, but hidden around the Burning Springs area are 150 Abraxadine intel boxes. You have probably passed by a lot of these and you may not have known what they were for, but they will be used for the Dirty Laundry side quest. For that side quest, you'll only need to collect 60 of these, but you can keep going after you collect 60 and chase after all 150 of them. The reason that you would want to do this is because it gives unique camp items and outfits, and 2 unique legendary weapons, which are the Meadow Breeze Sprayer and the prototype ABX-03. You will get the Meadow Breeze Sprayer when you collect 76 of the intels, and then you will get the prototype ABX-03 when you collect all 150 of them. And these 2 weapons will be debatably slightly worse than or equal to a Flamer Enclave plasma rifle, which we talked about earlier in this video. It is a really big grind, but you can find maps that will show you the locations of all of the intel online, which will make it a little bit easier, but it will still take you a while to run around and collect all 150 of them. And those are a bunch of the hardest weapons to get in Fallout 76, but I'm sure more grinding will be added in future updates. But I would love to know which of these weapons was the hardest for you to get in the comments below, and thank you for watching.